With just one race to go, this is how the championship table looked. Jody Firth and Warren Hughes just a single point clear of Dean Sterling. Ivan Bellarosa was 13 points back, but another win for him, coupled with retirement for the two main contenders, might just upset the apple cart. This was the view from Mohsin Rashid, fourth on the grid in the Lannon Racing Ligier, as he prepared for the rolling start in this, the 12th and deciding round of the Speed EuroSeries. Up ahead, the Wolf of Pole Sitter Bellarosa in the lead with teammate Dean Sterling second, and the TFL Juno of Darren Burke to our right in third. Rashid tries to go around the outside into turn one, but Burke is bullish. He has the racing line and he holds his grid position. Stranded on the outside, Rashid, who's only in his second season of racing, then has to succumb to the fast-starting Warren Hughes through turn two. It's just a short run to the next right-hander at turn three, but that's time enough for Tom Bradshaw to squeeze past for fifth place. Meantime, Bellarosa is doing everything he can to win the title by heading the race, while Sterling staking his claim by running second, 2 places ahead of the championship leaders. With qualifying setting the grid for both races, the likes of Bellotti in the Wolf and the Brainers in the Pegasus Ligier have to make their way from the back again. Another victory here would give Bellarosa twice as many wins as anyone else, but it still might not be enough, such was his poor start to the year. Meanwhile, Sterling is pushing hard to keep Burke and, more importantly, Hughes behind him. As it stands, a second or even third place finish for Sterling would be enough to clinch the title. So Hughes needs to find a way past, but he also needs to avoid a repeat of the race one collision. Further back, Constable and Bellotti resume their race one tussle. And there was another good scrap developing between the Pegasus Ligier and the similar machine of Mohsin Rashid in the Lannon Racing entry, as they ran nose to tail for 8th place. Up front, and Bellarosa is in the groove once again, continuing to stretch his legs, while Sterling has his hands full defending that second place from Burke. The Wolf continually locking its brakes, no doubt to the detriment of the Cooper slick tyres. Behind the three-way battle for second place, ex-Northwest Formula Ford champion Tom Bradshaw continued to run 5th in the second Zero competition WFR. Meanwhile, despite a busy start to the race, Mohsin Rashid was now settling into a rhythm and setting some of his best lap times of the weekend for Lannon Racing. Also going the right way was the Portuguese entry, Brainer now hot on the heels of the second TFL entry and pulling off this move for 7th on lap 15. After spending 21 laps practically glued to the rear wing of Dean Sterling, Darren Burke finally found a way past to move up to second place, meaning the two championship rivals were now once again nose to tail. Sterling still in position to take the title. Further back, there was more steady progress for Bellotti in the Wolf. Having finished 3rd in race 1, the Italian was up to 6th place as the pit stop window approached. His team leader continued to head the field, though Bellarosa would do well to win this race by as handsome a margin as he had managed in the opening encounter. Darren Burke continued to push hard in search of his and TFL's first ever Speed Series victory. And then on lap 26, halfway into the race, Hughes moved past Sterling to take 3rd place and to put his team into prime position for the title. A cracked exhaust sapping the power from Sterling's Honda engine. And the Pegasus TFL battle raged on, the order changing once again on lap 27, thanks to this bold move. With the final pit stop window of the season complete and less than half an hour of the race to go, Jody Firth moved up to 2nd place for Zero competition. But Sterling was back up to 3rd, both having moved past TFL. He now needed to catch and pass Firth to take the title. Meantime, Ben Klukas and Charlie Hollings ran nose to tail in the battle for 5th place. For Bellotti, though, the second half of the race proved frustrating as he ultimately retired after 39 laps. On board with Charlie Hollings as he picks up the tow and motors past Ben Klukas into turn 1. The ex-Formula 3 and British GT racer runs more than a little deep into the corner with all that speed carried. But he manages to claw it back and makes the move stick. Onto the final lap, and Jody Firth still runs 2nd. He's now 20 seconds clear of Dean Sterling, and the championship victory is in sight, while for Sterling it's a case of what might have been had he not suffered that cracked exhaust. In a class of his own, once again though, was this man, Ivan Bellarosa. 18 seconds clear of Firth, the Italian was about to win the final race of the season, his 6th victory of the year. But it's not enough to stop this man, Jody Firth, and his teammate Warren Hughes from taking the Drivers' Championship in the 2011 FIA Speed EuroSeries. So the top 3 confirmed, with Reeder and Burke 4th and Klukas and Bradshaw promoted back to 5th after Hollings and Rashid got a 1-lap penalty for pitting out of sequence. And the championship is decided by just 3 points in favour of Firth and Hughes. Despite winning half the races this year, Ivan Bellarosa has to settle for 4th place. It's pure ecstasy then for Hughes and Firth, last year's UK champions, now the kings of Europe. And there's some consolation for Wolf. Their drivers may not be champions, but they do top the team standings, finishing comfortably ahead of TfL, with 0 competition 3rd. Meanwhile, Ligier take the 2011 manufacturers title. Let's hear now from our race winner.
Yeah, we didn't have a perfect race at Donington or Paul Ricard. Unfortunately, we blew an engine on both occasions. But since then, we finished 6 races, and we've won 6 races, and that was the maximum that we could do. And let's leave the final word to our new champions. 3 wins and 5 further podiums this season, the most important of which came here at Estoril to seal the title.
We'd figured out what the permutations were for the championship positions before the race, so we felt quite comfortable just shadowing him, to be honest, knowing that he would have to do a longer pit stop also. That should sort of leap us ahead, but he really started to struggle. You know, once I was close to him, he was struggling, locking up quite a lot, and you know, just finding it difficult to drive clean. So and he ran wide, and it enabled me to get past and was able to pull away then. So that was, you know, I felt confident from the pace point of view, and you know, I built a bit of a gap, so we had a bit more of a cushion on the pit stops. So yeah, it's worked out perfectly today. We knew exactly what we had to do, and we couldn't have challenged for the win. Ivan was just very quick with the Wolf, and but it's a fantastic result for Team WFR in their first season as a constructor. So it's a great start, and we can build on for the future.
Yeah, it's a super feeling. You know, we've worked, you know, very hard all year. I think we had the upper hand at the beginning of the season on everybody else, and then as the season has gone on, we've been caught by everybody, and you know, we pushed with development and reliability, and you know, everyone else has been doing the same. So it has been hard towards the end of the season, but I think all credit to the manufacturer, as Warren said, and to the team. You know, they've kept their heads down, and we've kept pushing, and we've got a great result.
Huge congratulations then to Jody Firth and Warren Hughes, and well done to everyone that's helped to make this a fascinating season of international sports prototype racing. Thanks for watching.